Well, I think we've got everything all worked out, and what do you know? It seems I might have actually learned a lesson or two this week. But with that all said, hello everyone, welcome to this week's Mechpit chat. I, of course, am Ironcaster here to bring you the news for the week to kind of settle us into the swing of things. And well, let's just say for once I actually managed to get everything up and going for once. I think. Everything looks so good so far. You guys aren't roasting me too much. I mean, aside from Vince and Dave and okay, you got me good. Oh, look, it's the lessons learned. But you know what? It's probably gonna be the most fun that's going to be had this week because there's nothing going on this week that's going to be completely out of the ordinary, right? But none of that matters because hey, we got some waifus, we got some mechs, we got some general good stuff. So yeah, how we doing, folks? Happy Monday. I hope you guys' weekend was pretty good. Wait a minute, I had a fun little adventure this weekend. I had to rescue a cat from a tree. It's that old little chestnut that only you always hear about, but it never seems to happen. No, I actually got to rescue a cat from a tree. I mean, yeah, it's mine, but still. He climbed up the tree and he was way out of reach. I'm like, I can't get you up there. Nova, what are you doing? He's climbing up there. But alright, let me get a little something here kind of set up. But folks, happy Monday. No, Dave, I didn't get to use the fire truck. No, we had a big old ladder we had to go set up there, and the little guy's way off the ground. Basically, I had to wait for him to get to a lower branch before I was able to even get to him. But we managed to. Managed to get him down. And hello, listless receptionist. It has been far too long. But let's see. What are we got going on this week? Septoku Punk? Let's see. Why don't we... let's start with something a little lighthearted for this week. You know what? Let's go check out some of the best tokusatsu heroes out there that can be found. What's going on with everyone's favorite dental superhero, Gentman, who is here to remind us that once again it is time to brush your teeth. I can't help it. I love the account. It's literally just the guy is a superhero that tells people to go brush their teeth. Brush your teeth and floss. I mean, look at him. Okay, is that what happened, Toku Punk? So, I was kind of looking for it. And I'm like, did I miss something? I'm like, I didn't get my fix in. Let's see, dental themed superhero. Could that be like Dracula? No. More like Placula. Uh-huh. I see he hasn't got a crown. No. Oh, and also his biggest enemy is literally candy. I'll have to dig that up later. But we do have a little bit of news out there. So let's dig into a couple things for this week. Of course, in the realm of the tokusatsu, we've got a little bit of news coming out of that, where we have a Sentai Gozyuger is the trademark, and that will be the next series after Boom Boonger. Which, let's see, Toei has applied to trademark for the 49th Super Sentai series on the way called Number 1 Sentai Gozyuger. The trademark has been approved by the Japanese IP database. The 48th installment after will succeed the Spoon Boonger. Oh, I thought I had more into this one. No, apparently not. Yep. Anyway, that is the next one. Oh, okay. So it is another Animal Sentai. I thought I caught some footage of them already doing some filming for it. That was kind of making the rounds. Let me try to figure out how I can. Let's bring the ladies up. Let's bring the ladies back for a second. While I pull this up, because I figured it would be a little worthwhile week to go ahead and highlight some of the lovely ladies of Overlord this week. And with the fact that we are getting the Overlord movie, I think, in theaters this week, so this seemed like a good enough time as any to show off our favorite battle mates. Let's see, goes Yuger. And do we have anything more on this? I thought there was a news article. Oh, that was the article I was just looking at. Yeah, no, I was hearing something to the effect this week that they were effectively going to be kind of getting away from the straight-up continuation there. And that they were going to get away from doing the one-to-one crossover movies and tied in with some of the Kamen Rider stuff for the marketing. That was kind of what I had been hearing. Let's see. One of them looks like Chun-Li. Is it the one on the far right? Or are you talking about the second one there? Because, I mean, they're all a favorite. We've got Dullahans and Bug Girls and Androids and Slimes. I gotta get that drink in. Yeah, no, this is by far this has been one of my favorite anime that I've been watching, and I was so happy to find out that I had managed to nag a friend into starting it. So hopefully, some people out there who may or may not turn in. Let's see, third one from left to center. Oh, the Bug Girl, yeah. She's a favorite. And it was one of the little frustrating things. Let's see. Etoma. Yes, I'm already hitting the bottle. I mean, is this hentai? Well, no. No, this is totally work safe. Look, they've got clothes on. Bah. But anyway, moving on. We do have a little bit of other news that kind of came out this week, and I figured there's always something to kind of delve into, and I mean, this would be the Mechpit chat. What would we be without talking about some of this? Because I hit the wrong button there. Of course, I boomered it. You blunk and you missed it. So, the live-action Gundam movie, which, by the way, I didn't realize was still in the works, is having a bit of shakeup this week, or so the news is breaking. And I don't know if this is because the Gundam Netflix show that just came out is underperforming really bad, or if it's because the deal just sort of went sour. I mean, either way, that's where we're at with this. Let's see. Not all those surprising news. The live-action Gundam movie is getting a new director and moving away from Netflix. Previously, Netflix was going to handle the distribution of this live-action movie along with Jordan Vaughn Roberts attached to direct. However, now that Requiem for Vengeance has been released and hasn't exactly been done all that great, it appears the prior setup has now been dropped in favor of a new director with no involvement from Netflix. Let's see. Mikkel also produces his new Gundam live-action movie alongside his partner Linda Moran, which bodes well with their Sweet Tooth drama, has been genuinely consistently excellent. This has been one of those adaptations I've been kind of worried about, because I would look at it and think all the biggest worries I would have around a Gundam movie is going to be, we're going to get another retelling of the 1 Year War. And it's just because it seems like it's such an easy opportunity to go, oh, Zeon and the German guys, those guys. Yeah, we get to do this to say they're bad, and just like that orange man, that big bad orange man who may or may not go into power this week. We'll see. Either way, this is just a little bit of a shakeup going on there that ultimately seems like Netflix just wasn't happy with the deal, and we're getting out of it. But I'm a little curious, cautious. I generally don't think that a live action series will be the best way to go, because it's always been so tied to the anime, and I guess there's always that possibility that maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe Netflix will actually get something, will figure out their stuff and get something going. They should have made the Gundam live action movie to fit in with the 45th anniversary. You're probably not wrong there, but I think we really didn't have much hope there up until like One Piece did pretty well, and that, like I said, anyway, the One Piece seems to have done pretty well. Well, I mean, I love that, and maybe we could have had some better hope for some other stuff, but nothing else has really taken off to the same approach that I could think of. Oh well. What do you guys think? Do you have any hope for Gundam in live action? Because I'm kind of struggling a little bit to think here, because I think the big problem is, like it or not, I think the majority of Americans, for example, see Gundam as Gundam Wing. Like anything being hot shit apart from Gundam Wing, and the sparkle flip hair. Yeah, there's the pretty boy squad of Gundam Wing, but it's one of the things where I found myself kind of starting to resent Gundam Wing after a while, just because I always liked a lot of the other series, and I wanted to really stop and appreciate those better. But the problem was the conversation felt like all the oxygen was sucked out for the sake of Hiro Yui and the Pretty Boy Squad. Even if they got my boy with the Deathwing Scythe, Duo Maxwell, and Tokupunk, you would bring up G Savior. But my friend, you are a savior. In the chat. Let's see. It's like asking if you have hope for Sailor Moon in live action. It was Sailor Moon / Gundam Wing power couple for a long... Yeah! And then but don't forget also, Gundam Wing also... If it wasn't Gundam Wing, it was Dragon Ball. Which, actually, I saw over on Kickstarter this past week, there is a Sailor Moon-esque RPG that's up. Let me see if I can find this real quick. But I like geez. I gotta admit, I still have not seen G Savior, so I really don't have a opinion of it of my own. I can't exactly weigh in on it if I have to admit that I haven't seen it yet. I could just regurgitate what other people have said, but if I'm doing that, then what's the point in me talking about it? Oh, wait, also, I need to see Victory. There's also that. Let's see, where is this? I guess I should ask, do I really need to bring this up? I mean, not really, but hey, it helps to kind of talk about these things. Alright, well, I can't find it. I looked. I tried. I kissed $3 goodbye. But, no matter. Well, moving on, we did have a little bit of other news this week, and that was coming from the realm of the king of the kaijus himself. Big old G. Because, folks, I don't know about you, but I sure love me some, big stompy lizards. Particularly, I've always been partial to a lot of, like, the Showa era. That was really where my attention always been, because I really love that sort of campiness of the rubber suits from that era. Like, don't get me wrong, Heisei has some great stuff, some amazing stuff, even like the Millennium stuff. Those I like all those, but at the end of the day, this is where my love is. That's where I want those old Showa era stuff. That's my preference. Even if the special effects aren't exactly up to stuff and haven't aged the best. But that is in the past but we are talking about the future. Toho announces a new movie from -1 director. Takashi Yamazaki has been officially greenlit. And really, is it any surprise? Considering just how much of a global success Godzilla -1 was. This thing was the top movie of last year. It's been... It grossed, what, $150 million out of $15 million budget? Oh, wait. Take over $116 million on a $15 million budget. This is one of the best, bangs for your buck you could have gotten, especially out of Godzilla. This thing was insane. But also, speaking of insane, is Punkwaddle stopping in. How we doing, buddy?
Hey, yeah, I realized that I just hopped in on my own. Yeah. So. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. This whole thing is kind of exciting, right?
Yeah. Real quick, guys, does Punkwaddle sound okay coming in, or is he coming in double? Because I might have got that. Anyway, sorry. No, Punka. Okay, that is totally my mistake. Let's try that.
What did I do now?
There we go. I sort of got you all, you and the stream and any desktop audio down to just one single channel. But anyway, yeah, Godzilla -1 sequel movie.
Is it been confirmed that it is a sequel, or just that it might be, but he's doing another film? I just hadn't heard that update yet.
I'm not so sure if it would be a direct sequel. Like, Godzilla's, like, the Japanese ones especially have always been kind of fast and loose with that. Like, I don't think they've ever really felt the urge or the desire to have to make franchise after franchise like that.
What you're saying is it's probably going to be a mashup of Vin Diesel with the tail,
Oh, yeah.
Fast and Furious Loose, Tokyo Swift. I'm sorry, everybody who heard that. It was a terrible thing to say out loud.
Ghidorah Drift.
Yeah, no, I think Godzilla -2 would be going in the wrong direction, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's a prequel. Oh.
Well, I mean, I think really the no-brainer to do is to sit down and bring in try to create a new monster, or go for one of those other iconic ones. Personally, I kind of like the idea of trying something different, or perhaps even grabbing one of the other, like, those lesser ones, like Ebora or Hedorah.
You just say variety is the spice of life, so I mean, you can't really fault you there.
There we go. I'm bringing Godzuki. Next, you're gonna be singing "Bringing Minya."
Wait, is that what eats the Pazuki? Is the Godzuki?
It may be. It may be. We'll make this one like the personification of war, and it has a it has a radioactive effect that makes people more angry around it. Or
Like
I don't know.
human red kryptonite. Hmm.
I don't know, something dumb, something fun.
Well, who was it? And I this might be something that Pro or Jonas or somebody tweeted out there recently about the campy, silly stuff in the movies and the entertainment. Like that's more fun, and that's what usually people go back to is the stuff with the tropes, not with unless it's a good kung fu movie or action movie. Not knowing who's good guy or bad guy really gets in the way of storytelling, unless it's not important to the storytelling, right? The
Yeah, the thing is if you try to tie it to a contemporary event too much, you're wind up being just too tied to the date on which you're doing it. So you want to go make it something a bit more universal. And I mean, when things are looking pretty bad in the world, or your local government, whatever, you tend to want a little bit of escapism. So people want something dumb and fun. They want to see a monkey and a giant gecko punch each other.
I mean, and also you're right. Universal has been doing great stuff with villains. We don't need relatable villains. I am looking forward to Universal's whole villain park. I know that's not at all what you were talking about, but at the same time, it's gonna be fun and creative. And like I said, the reason they're the hero's journey. I'm not gonna go into that because we heard about that for like the last 5 years, for valid reasons. But there's all these tropes and there's these archetypes and these timeless tales that each person, each generation kind of says their own way. And yeah, you want to have the nuance of a modern connection point. Not everybody's getting all the references to Rome, and I understand why. Well, I understand why translations, not the current state of localizers with anime, but there's all this stuff of like you need it to somehow connect to the audience, or they're just some sort of bridging the cultural gap, right?
Right.
But I
You
don't know.
you want to be able to have those universal messages, and while the hero's journey is a great example of that, that also isn't the only version of that, of like that morality lesson that can be passed on.
Why do you like Common Rider so much?
I
I
could
mean,
go.
that's a loaded question. Yeah.
I mean, I could go for like it's got some dumb fun action, or there's the idea of the hero trying to do what's right. It does go back to that universal message.
And it does it in silly, absurd ways, which makes it more fun, right? They're not
Ab-
preaching at you like he's a fruit ninja this season. I mean, that's cool.
oh my God, our our Lord and Savior, Fruit Jesus.
Well, I didn't want to derail the stream. We still have 30 minutes left, but it just yeah. Case in point. Godzilla in space. I like Mecha Godzilla. I mean, Mecha Godzilla did really good in Ready Player One.
What if we do something completely unexpected? We go like a Godzilla from the past, Jurassic Godzilla.
Mm.
No one would ever expect it coming.
Mm.
It'll be AI Godzilla.
Yeah, I'm really curious about some of that stuff. Like, I mean, granted, the budget for Godzilla minus one and the AI and physical, all the props and all that stuff. It, yeah, it seemed to do a lot better than budgets in movies, aimed to be the next big blockbuster. Like, I don't understand putting the cart before the horse. The budget and all of the hoopla before the story, and I used to think that would be a fluke, but now it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, the fruit thing is always kind of a funny little thing. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of technically a fruit, but you know, not to put a tomato in a fruit salad at least.
Yeah, and I would like some devil fruit maybe, but as a penguin, I don't think I could deal with devil fruit because if I couldn't swim, it kind of make me a flightless bird, a swimless bird. I'd be just a useless bird, right?
It's fine. You'll just get like the fly fruit. Then you can fly, but you can't swim.
Genius. Okay, now we've got something.
Yeah, no one will ever expect it. So do I have
Do you
anything
like the
else
Spanish in
here?
position? What?
Oh yeah, this is just kind of going over that a little bit more.
That's
How would
I
we?
think if this wasn't announced during this current state of Western America weekend, lead up till tomorrow, cough, 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 this probably
Yeah,
would have had more traction.
yep. But also, I mean, the thing is, Godzilla's also while it goes big, he's just sort of there. Like people will
Yeah.
turn out to see Godzilla. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be right in the prime time all the time. It keeps chugging along. It keeps doing its thing because kids of all ages love big stompy monsters.
Oh, hobbies. Yep. No,
Actually,
Colin,
I
gotta-
I was this weekend I was kind of looking after my nephew, and we're watching the Super Mario Brothers movie, and he's asking me like, Mario Christmas? I'm like, oh, we'll have a Mario Christmas. What about monsters? Uh huh. Okay, we'll get you some monsters. So I might have to go get him some of those really simple. Oh god, they're actually Ultraman is great for this because they have these like little $7-8 action figures where like basically just the arms move. They're perfect for
yeah.
little kids.
What? And it's fun to know and find that there are still the $5 to $7 toy that's still marketed to a child because it's meant to take abuse and it's not too overly complicated or overly tooled. Yeah.
Oh no, perfect. And plus, like I said, like the monsters are a universal thing. And by the way, yeah, you are right. Like the Universal Monsters Studio stuff looks amazing.
Really good. I think honestly next year when their monster and their villain stuff is out, that's when we're probably going to start thinking about going over there because Sugar Waddle is a fan of Harry Potter in general, and we got to go to Diagon Alley. We probably need to get her an interactive wand. Like we got to do all the things, but now that they're going to have just that much more, and I think they're adding on to some Harry Potter stuff too. Like, yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. So
Yeah, and well, actually, that whole park looks amazing. By the way, like they're talking about like, what we're the Super Nintendo Land looks amazing. You've got uh, you've got all the stuff coming with How to Train Your Dragon, which was really in a way sort of stands out as sort of like the weak link in the chain.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, then again, it's also aimed at kids, so I guess it'll probably work. It's kind of like what I was saying with like kids love monsters, dragons.
And there's so many places that are, well, they're okay for the big kids or the kids who kids at heart and all this fun creative stuff and all these IPs and like being able to be immersed in this whole thing is quite like dream come true, right? For a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Oh, especially just like if you could like have a ride where like a little roller coaster where like on the back of dragons. That
Oh yeah.
was that was what I remember
Well,
the most out of those movies was all those scenes of like flying with the dragons. That was downright beautiful.
do you remember the Universal Studios ride where you got to where they did the camera angle stuff? Because they had a few of those, but there was one where you were looked like you were riding on the bee in Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
I thought you were gonna say the B movie.
No, I'm age dating myself a little bit because I
Um,
think
no, I sadly never got a chance to go Universal, so I never saw the Jaws ride. I never saw any of the others.
because when I was a kid, I think I was 7 or 8, around 8 or 9, somewhere in there, right? So I don't remember everything, and I didn't like all the loops and the big roller coasters because I was still small. But I remember doing some of that stuff in Universal, and I remember some of the at Universal. They had some fun rides, but they also did some of the camera tricks and you got to if you got picked from the audience, you get to do a quote little scene sort of thing, and it was just fun to see the movie magic in a more interactive way. Like I said, it was a lot of fun.
And that's one of those things where I've heard people kind of go both ways on like some people they don't want to have any of the magic spoiled for them, and but then you have the other people that are just like really into that, like I want to like find out all the movie magic, like how did this camera technique work.
Oh, and yeah, because what they're discovering and refiguring out how to do stuff. Some of the lost art, some of the before we had all the digital, before we had all these lenses, how they manipulated the 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 props and the physical, things in front of them, where they're using water or some other refracting light and something to create something so visually stunning. And now we just have a little setting for it on our little, oh, just do this effect, right?
Oh yeah, we've come such a long way. And that's what I really like with going back to like old films. It's getting to see the invention in many cases of these techniques. But real quick, speaking of inventions of stuff, there is one other little thing. There's one more Godzilla thing I wanted to show off. Something that I think will kind of work for us here.
Okay.
We'll find out if this is copyright or not, but let me know what you think. Gojira.
That low volume. It's low for me. Can the chat hear this volume?
Yeah, it looks like they should be.
Okay. So you get your Tamagotchi.
Yes, sir. Let me pull that down real quick. But yeah, we are getting a Godzilla crossover with Digimon. And there we go. Let's really stop and appreciate that, because just that little preview of like the War Greymon with the Godzilla bits, like.
I've been tempted to buy the Digimon kits to build because they look like they're tooled really, really well, and they're by Bandai, and they're more in the last 5-10 years of tooling, so it's going to be good quality. I stopped watching Digimon a long time ago, but I'm gonna tell you, I was Digimon over Pokemon immediately, right?
Oh, I was always a bit of both. Of course, if you do want to jump back into a little bit of Digimon, I highly recommend that Digimon Cyber Sleuth,
Okay.
which is fantastic, and it goes on sale all the time. So it's like 2 games in one for like $8.
And what platform?
It should be on all the major ones. I've picked it up on the I think PS4, PS5. Oh, no, I don't have PS5. PS4, which means it'll probably be on the Xbox One and the new systems. It is on the Switch. I've got it on Steam. Let me just pull up the store page. I'll show you.
I mean, you can show me later if you want to. Oh, right now.
It is sort of a 3v3 Pokemon-esque game.
Okay.
And the effects look fantastic. It's a solid game. I've got about 40 hours in on the PC version alone.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
Okay. Sweet.
Let's see what God. You know what? He might follow the Godzilla evolutions like Shin Godzilla Vince. And the listless receptionist is a rum enthusiast.
Oh, okay. At least we know where it's all gone, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can blame her.
I like sugar and rum. It's fermented sugar and it tastes not like raw sugar. I like some rum, don't get me wrong, and I've had some good stuff. I'm not a mixologist.
I just got a little cocktail, I got a cocktail kit for Christmas last year, and I've been playing around with that a little bit. You know, it's kind of fun to do a little bit of that, and I make like 2 drinks.
Punkwaddle was more into getting the main drink and less of the mixers per se. Although I do, and yes, I did chime in, but I do like a good Bloody Mary with all the accoutrements, right? You gotta have the celery, you gotta have the bacon, you gotta have the Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of Tabasco, a lot of the pepper, you know, the pickle if you like that sort of thing, a little bit of olive juice.
I was gonna ask if you did the pickle.
Oh, well, phrasing, but yes, I like pickled cucumber in my little bit extra brine too. Like I like a dirty martini as well, so take that as well. I'll even do the garlic. I mean, drunk waddle. We'll do the garlic olive in a dirty martini as well because it's tasty. Who's this?
Oh, these, in case you missed it, are the Pleiades. These are the battle maids from Overlord.
Okay.
Which has been which is one of my favorite series of the last that I picked up in the last couple of years. There's, I think, like a little less than 20 light novels. It's got 4 seasons, and actually this week the movie is hitting American theaters for basically after season 4 they have a movie.
Yeah, I know that movie just came out.
Yep, it's hentai mates. I mean, they're all kind of monsters, listless. Like,
I watched the first couple episodes.
I adore it. But sorry, go ahead.
The chat's right though. Using the pickle juice as a hydration technique is really pro level. Okay.
Really, these are the advanced drinking techniques.
Well, it's there. I did have a friend that he said he was, circumnavigating the whole thing, and he just mixed his vodka with Gatorade, which I thought was a little too much, missing the point. But I digress.
So, I do have one last thing to show here, and this was just something kind of dumb and fun that came across my my Twitter account this past week, and I was like, I gotta show this off. I was just gonna tweet it out, but I'm like, what's up?
We like that sort of thing, dumb and fun. Like, I love how so much of this show and so much what we chat about is just really fun, silly things that make life just a little more entertaining and, I don't know, even peaceful at times.
So this was apparently a deodorant commercial using Fist of the North Star.
Okay.
起きて
貴様か。
なんだお前は
Oh, awful.
Oh my god! But just off this, but we're gonna pause a little bit, give a little commentary. But just off the bat, they have the visuals down, no problem.
Very nice.
So I'm like, okay, so far, A for effort. I'm all in on this. Like, is this a movie I didn't know about? It was my first. I'm like, when I first saw this, I'm like, oh, is this just a scene from one of the live action movies? Because this is amazing.
Can we get like an hour or more of this?
Maybe less than a minute more.
貴様の体が臭い。
Wait, hold on. You can try to bind my burning heart with funk? Oh,
Turns out he stunk.
hold on. Okay. I mean, that sounds like a great, like, Swedish ska song. By my burning-
You're a shack. And we got that like butt rock guitar in the background. Like, how can you not love this? This is dialed up. He's got like soapy hands throwing all the suds around.
I mean, yeah, now I'm really interested to see what brand of soap, deodorant, or whatever this is, because like, I need to know what's gonna fight away the funk.
Look, get the fuck out of here, Terry Crews. Like, we don't need that Old Spice. We need Fist of the North Star.
Yeah, and Punkwaddle might even approve. Holy crap.
I need this.
Collab bottle, and that's a deodorant or it's a body wash?
Like, all I know is I better get that jacked.
Yeah.
And I bet T-shirt has like all 4 of these bottles.
Fair. Good friend, the anime guy might.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I got
お前はもう
the,
い。
Wait. Look, I gotta hear that line.
お前はもう匂わない。
You were already clean.
I mean, look, you have the superhero for your teeth. Now you have a superhero for your body wash.
Wash your pits. Brush your teeth.
Yeah, I think it is Shonen Jump body wash.
I mean, if so, they know right who to target.
Yeah. I mean, this might get, when you go to the meetup and, you tell people you need to shower every day, if you have little soap samplers like this, people would be like, I'm not leaving the hotel. I'm just gonna wash and I'm gonna not bind my heart to funk and use this amazing anime body wash, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I might forget why they even showed up.
Honey, you need to come out. It's been 3 days. You've been doing nothing but scrubbing your pits.
It does sound like a Seinfeld episode, though.
Honey, come out. But that was sort of the little mix of the news that kind of came up this week. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fairly well. I think, I don't know if I was in a delusional state last week after how amazing San Antonio was and had to go back to my normal life. Now probably some other things like dehydration. But, getting back into the swing of things, getting back into the usual day-to-day. So, I know what day of the week it is. Last week I was really messed up.
Oh?
Yeah, because we traveled on Monday to get back, and then my whole week was off. Then the stupid time change. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I kind of forgot to set my alarm clock this morning to adjust that with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it sort of worked out because it woke me up like an hour early.
Right.
I'm just glad this wasn't in spring, so I didn't have to go to work and be like, sorry I was late. I mean, it happens, boss.
Yeah, no, I see Vince Womack in the chat talking about the Voltron movie, which we'll see what happens with that. At least Godzilla has good news.
Oh, that's
They got
right.
one big robot type mech monster, sort of in the genre of classic. It's gonna get some respect. We can tell.
Okay, Vince. Look, yes, that was the messed up that was the Monday mess up. Okay, but at least it didn't happen on stream.
What happened?
Oh, he's calling me out for how I sort of forgot to adjust my alarm. He's blaming Monday. Like, he works for Garfield apparently.
Oh, got it.
Well,
sleep in and eat lasagna.
But it's not good for you.
Well, lasagna's not good for you, or sleeping in? Lies.
Well, yeah, I kind of hate to break that news to you. It's sort of not good for you. I mean, it's good for the soul, but maybe not for the arteries.
Marinara, my heart.
Oh, your blood will be marinara.
They called me the Marinara Man because
He's the marinara bandit.
well, because we had an Italian place in town that delivered for free if you ordered over $15, and because if we stayed at work, we didn't have to clock out if we were on the premise. Took our 30-minute lunch, so it's like, oh, maybe once a week or less. Maybe a couple times a month, I'd order some for myself and see who else wanted in. And it was also one of those things that they brought the card reader, so anybody who ordered food,
Right.
would be, basically you're responsible to pay yourself. You don't have to worry about paying somebody else or not getting the money. It's like, if you order, you pay. If you don't pay, you don't get your food. That's on you.
That's actually a pretty good little setup.
Oh yeah. And their rolls were amazing. Also bad for me, but marinara my heart. You couldn't if you tried. Okay. There's a parody.
So on the topic of Voltron, I'm starting to think that Henry Cavill is sort of a franchise kiss of death. Like, as much as I like him in these roles, it's just like they never go well whenever he's involved, and even it by not necessarily any like fault of his own. I mean, except maybe a little bit of the Witcher stuff where he didn't play ball with the team. I mean, which to be fair was to its good.
Right. It's that I think he's just a good real nerd, and so he goes for the roles of things that sound really great, and then they want to do all the things with him, and it's like, have integrity. Like,
right. He wants to do things right, and they want to do things the easy way.
Their own way. I did my way. But then again, right? Hollywood's about recreating something in their own. Well, using an image to recreate something in their own idea. You know, as I've said before, necromancing the IP.
Like, as much as I want to see him in things, because he's got the right look for things, he's got the right builds, he would make a decent James Bond, or so people keep saying. It's just that he's, unfortunately, he would have been a better actor in a different era.
I mean, he did great in The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I've heard good things about it.
Definitely check it out if you hadn't. I really didn't know who he was back then, so I kind of recognized him, but I kind of didn't. If I go back, it's an earlier one before he really, really blew up. And, yeah. It's worth a watch.
Really?
Of course, I don't think I realized at the time that it was a remake of an old show, right?
Right. You know, I would kind of like to see Get Smart come back, but that would require Hollywood to be able to do comedy.
I mean, not just the the Steve Carell version was fun.
Yeah, no, that one was pretty good too. Like I remember, like it was fine, though.
That was also what 20 years ago and close to now.
Oh, jeez, has it really been that long? Let me look this up.
Chat. We're gonna be depressed now. Okay.
Oh, 2008.
Okay. Still. 15.
Oh.
You know,
Okay,
they say time is contagious and everybody's getting old. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, that was one of those movies where, like, it sucks. Like, I was talking with a coworker about like some movies, and I was like, oh, what about 300? Have you seen 300? He says, no, I haven't seen it. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, it was great. It came out in like 2003, and he looks at me, he's like, oh, that old movie.
Yeah.
I felt my back give out the minute he said that. I'm like, oh, my hip is turning to dust.
I laughed because there was a joke when I was talking with Shellback, walking around with him, everybody last weekend. There's a comment made that he just kind of buckled and almost fell for a second. The audible click of what was said was very entertaining, and he almost fell over. Not because he's old, just because, like I said, the humor clicked. It was really funny to watch. So when you said that, I had that visual image. Yeah. I mean, 15 years isn't that old. I'll give you that, listless receptionist.
I have MP3s in my hard drive that are not 30 years old, dude. Like I've got stuff that's getting that old. Like I think I have still some of the original like MP3s I totally didn't get from Kazaa back in the day.
Yeah. LimeWire. Wait, what?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. Yahar. I mean,
We have a bowl of pork ramen.
yeah. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, you're just kind of faffing off about like movies being old.
Some movies are
Makes
old.
us old.
It doesn't make us old. Just makes us, well, we know things.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
And this is for snacks, just to kind of bring them in. Is 300 an old movie?
No, but it's not a new movie either. Which, yeah, because 300 has a sequel, right?
Yes, but so does Gladiator.
So does Gladiator. Gladiator is technically an older movie. Yeah, it's starting to all those movies from like the mid 2000s are starting to become old now. Ugh.
Classic, classic
And
cinema.
so
Yeah, it's like all my freaking all my childhood freaking movies, the movies I saw when I was just a kiddo, like
Yeah.
those are considered old now because they're actually grown adults who were too young to watch those movies.
or were not born when that original came out.
Yeah, yeah.
So should the rule
And
be
we
like it has to be more than 20 years?
Well, okay, so what turns a car antique? Is it 20 or 25 years? Or is it 30? Because there's different stages of antique vehicles, right?
Yeah,
I think maybe movies should have a similar scale.
that's true. That's true. It depends on how outdated the clothing and the style of writing and everything. If it changes drastically, you know what I mean?
Let's
Like,
see. So, according to the Antique Automobile Club of America, the AACA, and a car is considered antique when it is at least 25 years old.
yeah. Yeah, I was about to, yeah, that sounds about right. And even with culture, 25 years ago, like, oh shoot, when was 25 years ago? That was 2000 almost. That was 1999.
Oh, you gonna party like it's 1999?
I know, right? It's like, well, what has changed since then, you know? Has writing in mu movies changed? You know what I mean? Like when I mean writing, I mean like how scripts are being told, dialogue, and everything like that. Like if you watched movies, like the older movies like Casablanca, The Big Sleep, there's a couple other ones too, but I'm just
Robot
naming
alien.
Robot Alien. The original Flash Gordon. Those dialogue was much different than like the the spontaneous complex verbiage from the 1980s. You know what I mean? So, and that's a 20-year span from 1940s to the 1980s. So, oh, that's an interesting way of looking at it. Wow. Yeah, dang it. Now I do feel old. Thanks, guys.
How's the hip?
The hip's okay. The ankle's in trouble, but
It's usually the knee that gets me.
I was just thinking about the knee.
oh yeah, everyone's badass
Take a
because they get
knee.
shot. Yeah.
I won't do so well.
Everyone's a badass till their knee sounds like a machine gun.
Oh. Mine just sometimes sounds like that moment after you finish the plastic bottle of water and you just kind of do that little twist squeeze on it.
Yeah. Look at my backside sounds like a flamethrower. Matter of fact, everyone who's in the back of a foxhole starts screaming.
That's because you ate too much pepperoni.
That's true.
Oh.
Too much
So-
pepperoni.
Oh, one last little story here I can show off that just kind of came across my desk a few minutes ago, and maybe you guys will get a little kick out of this one. Let me.
Late breaking flatulence, just like snacks. Wait, what? I mean news.
Okay. So. Oh,
The
that's
shrimp button.
there we
Got
go.
a croissant.
Cup noodle controller revealed with shrimp button.
Is this
Yep.
compatible with that KFC chicken warmer and gaming console? Because it should be.
I wish. So, Cup Noodle has revealed a curious new controller reminiscent of Nintendo's Famicom era, but with a dedicated shrimp button. Featured above, the not available to purchase controller supports the shape of a Super Famicom pad, but the button layout is supporting a shrimp in place of the A and B.
Nice.
There's a clear pun on the Japanese pronunciation of the letters A and B, which sounds like ebi,
Okay.
the word for shrimp.
See, I figured that was on its way.
Very nice.
Meanwhile, it also only has 2 buttons, so it looks like a Super Nintendo controller, but we have 2. It's posting these jokes over the social media to promote the ongoing Cup Noodle Quest 2 campaign, where consumers can redeem their points for various cup noodle branded goods. It runs through January.
As a lover of shrimp, I feel like it would be remiss not to say that is a very nice looking controller.
I actually didn't eat pepperonis. I had shrimp today.
Well, that's on point.
I know, right? I was just like, that's literally what I threw in the oven just to have for just a little something to snack on.
It's like this is all sort of getting put in place for a reason.
Yeah, that's funny. I had some shrimp and I got some. That's just went over to McDonald's and grabbed some burgers so I can have shrimp and yeah.
So,
Sure.
Funny.
Has anybody put that controller next to a Barbie doll?
That's a good question.
Well, no, you got to put it on the Barbie.
Well, yeah, obviously has it on her lap because it's a bit oversized.
Yeah.
They have to use a male shrimp to cover the X and Y.
Oh, cool. They got some Halloween decorations in the video game thingy.
At least I'm not misgendering the shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that like we don't have more of the Japanese McDonald's food items, because they do like shrimp puffs and they do shrimp items there.
Yeah, they don't do any like big portions. They do they do Japanese people portions. Yeah, it's definitely different. I've been there a long time ago, but according to oh god, it's been 14 years.
Dang.
It's been 14 years since I've been to Japan.
I want to go one day. Maybe I'll be able to go to the next. Maybe I'll be able to go to the next Gundam statue.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be really fun. Yeah, they didn't have them back then.
Go to the Gundam stores.
Yeah, I would like to go to like Akihabara in general. Just go to the Gundam base and yeah. My brother is always like, yeah, I went to the Gundam base the other day. I picked up some things. I'm like, good, chill.
Oh, okay, guys. More breaking news.
Oh, what?
Speaking of Gundam statues, life-size Gundam robot statue completed for the 2025 World Expo.
Ooh.
Construction of a life-size Gundam robot statue from Gundam was completed this week at the venue for the 2025 World Expo in Osaka.
Awesome.
So rather than walk around, we have this one and doing dynamic posing, which I'm all there for that. Do we? Oh, we got it going up.
Very nice.
Kneeling on one knee with its right hand extended skywards, the 49-ton Gundam statue measures 17 meters to its fingertips.
I'm not gonna lie, they need to. It's, they have the theme parks for like Star Wars and stuff like that. I want one for Gundam in general. Like they have like, obviously the Universal Century, and then maybe a couple wing things, and I don't know, Seed's pretty big. They could do all that stuff.
And then for Toku Punk, they could put in something for G Savior.
Yeah.
Yes, list. This has been completed.
Has been capitated.
Capitated.
Oh, it does say capitated.
I know so many words that are we use them as the D, or we have the prefix that or the D or the con or whatever, decon. And we forget that the original word is like just doesn't need the prefix, right? Well said. Well said, listless receptionist.
Aris, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm happy to have given you a little bit of Gundam news before it apparently fell and squished you.
Ouch.
It fell and squished you.
But I have no idea how this totally slipped under the radar. Maybe just because it wasn't a moving statue that everyone sort of said oh well. But
No, I
Yeah,
used
the
to watch my
static
Gundam
statues aren't
news.
as impressive as the ones that like can kinetically like walk forward like 3 steps. You know?
I don't know. I think maybe just because like they didn't go and do one of the other designs. Like imagine if it was the Wing or the G Gundam,
Yeah.
like the Burning.
Yeah.
Honestly,
maybe-
I want to walk inside like the white base or like a Musai of some sort. You know, that'd be great.
Maybe they should buck the trend in for 2026. They bring a Zaku out.
That would be good. That would be good. Sasabi. I'm thinking the Sasabi. Yeah.
I mean, it would be good, but I think for general audiences, to do like a first Xeon statue, it's got to be the Zaku.
Yeah, Char's custom Zaku.
Like of
Zaku
all his
too.
of all the mobile suits he's had, that one is arguably the most iconic.
Yeah, give the
Well, that's
chart.
the one that everyone knows him. Like, well, they know him out. Like which ones did he had? He had obviously the Zaku 2 custom, the Sasabi, and there's was it the Red
Is it
Aga?
Heike?
What's that?
There's that gold one, right, that he had.
I guess so.
Hayakushiki.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yep.
abbreviated unnecessarily.
Yeah. Oh, there's the one with the. Oh shoot, I forgot what the when he was fighting like the duel in Texas. That I forgot which one that was.
Oh, and he's got the little red like Zoidberg one.
Yeah, that one.
That
one.
guy.
I couldn't
Oh
remember
yeah,
that.
there's the doc.
Yeah, there's a Zeok, but then there's the other one. The high.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shoot, bugging on the name of that one.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, the Zeok is the one that he would use to attack the underwater assault mission in freaking
Did he actually get his
Cabra.
own RX-78-2, or is that just one of the custom things they put out there for funsies?
Who knows? No, that'd be cool. That one would be cool. And Zeon was a good one.
Oh yeah.
Now the question is, you can do 2 things. You can do the perfect Zeon or the normal Zeon.
I mean, they're both pretty good.
Yeah, they are both pretty good. What's the difference? One has legs.
Well, then there's the Nightingale from the whatever children, the alternate version of Char's counterattack.
Yeah, that one's good too. I like that one.
That one's just beefy.
That one is beefy. Yeah. A lot of good Gundam or mobile suit for the Xeon side.
Oh,
Xeon had like all the best ones,
of course.
quote
Like,
unquote best ones. They were essentially like throw spaghetti at the wall.
yeah, of course. They got to do my favorite, the Goof.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that and I know it's
Goof custom. I love the Goof custom.
the Goop custom that from the new Requiem for Vengeance. That's the cleanest, prettiest, most beautiful Goof I've ever seen.
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say the cleanest. but it's grimy
so
in all the right places,
It's
kind of. You know
it's
what I mean?
industrial. When I say
Yeah.
clean, okay, so it has all the right lines. Like,
Mm.
there's the line work and just the extra different points of emphasis on different panels and how they come together, and even the shoulder armor had kind of certain accents that you don't see on the normal one that
Yeah, it's
really
like
stepped up.
yeah, like an expert Gunpla builder, like
Yeah,
went
custom
and
tempo.
went the extra mile on it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Little claw plating and scribing goes a long way.
Oh, yeah.
Size hell is quite nice too.
But guys, I think that was I think that was a good little stream for today. So why don't we why don't we go ahead and start wrapping things up for tonight? So let's bring the maids back for this as we kind of wrap things up.
The maids. Everyone loves a good maid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Acriabra. Now
I
give
started
me my
watching-
heart-shaped omelet.
True. I started watching the Re-Zero for the first time,
Oh yeah.
and yeah, that one's pretty fun.
Nice.
That's
Oh,
far.
the stream ended.
Oh no, I just stopped sharing the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yep, sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm new to the way you're doing it now.
Oh, my bad. We're just kind of having a little talk as we wrap up. So, what you guys got going on tonight? Or this week? I'm sorry. Long week.
I'm gonna be playing video games until Ronnie G wants to say something, and maybe I'll pop on if he has a late show tonight. If not, I'll get some shut eye and then wake up early tomorrow to vote.
Yeah.
Oh God, it is
Yeah.
gonna be crazy tomorrow.
Yeah, my state doesn't have early voting, so I have to, vote with the rest of the schmucks. Which that's
Yeah,
fine.
I meant to do early voting, but I kind of got caught up in things. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, Texas is very populated.
it is
Yeah.
getting more and more popular too.
I gotta get like, I gotta go take someone to a dentist, and then I have. So basically, I have like a 2.5 3 hour window to take someone to the dentist, go vote, and get back home in time for a stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure no one will be mad if you're a little late for doing your civic duty.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about Gladiator tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, you have that show going on. That'll be neat.
Yeah.
I'll be having my own little stream. It won't be the Nip and Nag, unfortunately. I'll be puppeting up, and we'll be covering the election. And
It'll be the voting nag.
Yeah, it'll be after the voting nag, pretty much. Exactly.
That is a before and after, right? They say, if you don't vote, you're not part of the problem.
Yeah. And we will have probably the problem. We'll be Gator. And
That'll be the whole problem. Just kidding.
yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, we'll be looking at freaking political memes and just chit chatting whoever's gonna pop in, All good.
I don't know. My plan is to throw in an earbud, go listen to some like, I don't know, Critical Role or probably some D&D stuff tomorrow, and just kind of not pay attention to the news because everyone's gonna be all up in arms. It's gonna be complete chaos, and there's nothing I'm gonna be able to do here from work or at my house. So I'm gonna try not to sweat it.
There's two ways to deal with that. You can tune it out, or you can laugh at it. So you're gonna tune it out, and I'm gonna laugh at it.
Oh, I mean, when the whole day's over, when I'm basically off the air, I'm not. I've done all my obligations for the day. I'll probably sit down and obsess a little bit, and probably go try to get some of that election salt in.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Well, we'll have the whole spice rack over in my channel. So.
I will say, being the, I usually do the positivity on Tuesday, and I'm still gonna. Well, it's gonna be an interesting week, but I'm gonna try to stay positive with the all my clips and kind of some. Obviously, I feel like I have to address the elephant in the room, and some of the stuff I'm just gonna continue to do my thing and not try to focus on too much of that for the channel, because everybody knows what's going on. Everybody will be saying what they need to say, but yeah, still trying to say the positive. Punk Penguin.
People are going to be heated. It's going to be completely crazy. But sometimes you can find those little stories out there that can really surprise you. For example, I was talking with my dad. Gave me a call today, and he was going on about pennies of all things.
Okay.
Do note I said pennies and not penis.
Right.
And apparently my father has decided he is now obsessed with pennies right now. He wants pennies. He wants all the pennies he can get, because if he starts going through, he can find one's worth money. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me how he had someone stop by wanting to go get a pack of cigarettes, and he's like, "Hey, can I get some of those pennies to go get a pack of smokes?" He's like, "No, you can't touch my fucking pennies." I'm like,
it was like, okay, well, can I touch these ones that are dated last year? They are actually worth 1 cent.
The penny is mightier
than the sword. No, he told the guy oh yeah, he told the guy, go ahead and take these cans because they're worth 10 cents here.
Oh god.
It's like,
yeah, a penny worth 10 cents. So all those beer bottles, all those Coke cans, 10 cents.
Mm-hmm. No cash value. Return cash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think I can go on any further. So let's call it here for the night. Folks, thank you so much for hopping on out. Guys, be sure to go check out Snacks and Punkwaddle as I stumble over my own words, because guys, it is one of those crazy weeks. Don't let yourself get too caught up in all the insanity out there, because the world is just too crazy. Keep yourself on the ground, or keep your head up in the stars, because there's plenty of robots out there to go pilot and they get your attention. So do yourself a favor, be blessed, be good, and keep things, make it Mecca. Good night.